Hi, I'm Malika Bilal.
And I'm Ahmed Shabuddin. You're in the stream.
For years, Muslim women in India have been mobilizing against triple talaq, or instant divorce, demanding the protection of their divorce rights.
Today, we look at the impact this long-held practice has had on communities.
So talaq means divorce in Arabic, but in some countries, saying the words talaq, talaq, talaq simultaneously could end a marriage.
Many Muslim majority countries have stopped recognizing triple talaq, but in India it is protected under Muslim personal law. It prevents the state from intervening in religious affairs, and the Indian government's stance on triple talaq has opened a vibrant conversation with so many angles to the story you can jump into. Send us your questions or comments using the hashtag AJStream.
This year in 2016, February 2016, he sent me talaq by post, and one of the qazi of my city of Aligarh approved that talaq. That qazi who approved this that talaq has been delivered. I have registered a case against that, saying that it is all fake. My daughter suddenly asked about where's my father, where's Abba. What should I answer to her? That your Abba has delivered a talaq to me.
The divorce process in Islam is meant to bring a measure of calm and rationale when making the big decision to dissolve a marriage. It's done by going through various steps over a period of time.
But when it comes to moving forward with the divorce, there are varying interpretations of the approach. Reports of men divorcing women through Skype, email, and SMS have critics arguing the practice is being abused.
Activists say this type of instantaneous divorce has left many women across India economically and socially disadvantaged. This is why women are out raising awareness about equal divorce rights, something that is explicit in the Quran. Recently, the Indian government came out against triple talaq, among other practices, saying it is not an essential part of religion. Their stance on triple talaq has left many, specifically those in the Muslim community, questioning the impact this could have. So to help us talk about this, we're joined by Zakia Soman, the co-founder of Bharatiya Muslim Mahali Andolan. It's a Muslim women's organization striving for gender justice in Ahmedabad, India. Yusuf Machala is the legal cell convener for the All India Muslim Personal Law Board in Mumbai. Also in New Delhi, Lalita Kumaram Angalam is the chairperson of the National Commission of Women, which works to advise the government on policy. And Flavia Agnes, she's a women's rights lawyer coming to us from Mumbai. Welcome everyone to this stream. Zakia, I want to start with you. What brought you to this issue?
It was in the course of our work, the last 10 years. And in the last 4-5 years, we have had a number of women coming to us in different states. Earlier, our work was focused more on education, livelihoods, and other citizenship rights. But when women started coming to us in increasing numbers, telling us that I have been orally and instantly divorced by my husband and I'm homeless and I have no place to go to with my kids and I need your help. So when this became a problem in so many states, different states across the country, we felt that we have to respond to this situation. And that's when we started looking at the whole issue of how triple talaq, despite of it being not Quranic, it is affecting so adversely the lives of the people, and we need to change this. And that's how we got involved in this whole struggle.
Do you have a personal connection?
I've had a very bad experience myself in my first marriage, and I faced all kinds of violence, and apart.
Lalita, we heard the reason and the number of people that are coming to Zakia with their stories. What are some of the stories that you've heard?
Well, I can give you one story about a young girl from one of the southern states of India. And she was married very early, at about the age of 16 or so. By the age of 22, 23, she had 4 children. And when she was pregnant with her 5th child, her husband sent her, who was working abroad, not in India at that time, sent her an SMS, talaq, talaq, talaq. And she had no choice. She didn't know what to do because she didn't know how to contact her husband. He was refusing to allow him, permit him, or even to reply to any of her efforts to contact him. And she didn't know where to go with her children. She had written a complaint to the National Commission of Women. So we asked her to, there was no point in her filing a police complaint because under the Muslim personal law in India, it's not a crime to do that. So finally we helped her to get in touch with a lawyer, but this young girl does not have the economic wherewithal to be able to afford a lawyer and a long drawn out divorce or a long drawn out struggle, because she already has 4, plus now I think she has the 5th mouth also to feed. And unfortunately, given the sort of patriarchal customs and modes that exist all over the world, in India too, she is really in bad shape at the moment, and her children are also, well, not quite orphaned, but also in very bad shape. So after that, the BMMA, Zakia's organization, got in touch with us, and they actually sent us a petition, which they also later on discussed in the press. They sent us a petition which said that, look, this is what our problems are, and we would like to know if you would help us to fight against triple talaq. Now, part of our mandate is to see that women's rights are not violated. Any woman, it doesn't make a difference what age, economic background, religion, etc. And they also sent us a letter that said that they have collected 50,000 signatures. Of those, about 10 to 15,000 actually they xeroxed and sent to us. The remaining, I think they must be having it's difficult to send us, a courier with 50,000 signatures.
Well, and
but the fact is that,
of course.
Sorry.
Forgive me for interrupting. There's so many different people who are very frustrated with this law for various reasons, blaming it on religion and the government. Yes. One person tweeting in, Samir Khan, that the government is using the issue to mobilize a majority of Hindus against the Muslims. It's got a very divisive agenda. Yusuf, do you think that that's plausible, that that's true, that this is, divisive and intentional?
So far as the present government is concerned, it has got an agenda, a divisive agenda, no doubt about that. But coming to the issue of the triple talaq, undoubtedly the law says that it is very undesirable. But the 4 imams who have founded the 4 major schools of the Sunni law are of the unanimous view that, well, this is undesirable, but it is legal. So therefore, the Muslim Personal Law Board has taken the stand, and it has always been the stand of the Muslim Personal Law Board. Way back in 1986, we have passed a resolution that we must educate the people that if they have to resort to the dissolution of a marriage, it must be in accordance with the other forms which are available under the law to dissolve the marriage.
Well, and the reason I asked, Yusuf, I just want to quickly interject. The reason I asked you that question is we also have Maqsood Maniar saying, listen, there are social ills and cultural practices to be dealt with, but you can't blame everything on this personal law, the Muslim personal law that guarantees them this.
Yeah, I will answer that. You see, the heart-rending incidents which are narrated by my co-panelist, Madam Zakia and Madam Lalita, undoubtedly they need the solutions. And the question is that, are there no solutions in law?
So
if
actually, Yusuf, so you raised...
If a woman is divorced, then under the existing law, she has got the right. In 2002, there's a Shamim Ara's case which is delivered by the Supreme Court of India, which has unequivocally laid down that any type of a divorce, in case of a Muslim husband, he pronounces a divorce without any reasonable ground, arbitrarily, and without proceeding the process of reconciliation, that is null and void. That's not recognized. And
So
no
you brought
longer
that
it
up.
is
I want to show our
recognized.
audience what that is that you're referencing. Here it is. It doesn't look very visually appealing, but here is that ruling. This is the brief, Shamim Ara versus the state of UP on October 1st, 2002. And like you said, this is when the Supreme Court of India ruled on this and also said that proclaiming talaq or divorce had to actually happen as a proclamation. It couldn't just happen via text. Yet some people are saying clearly it wasn't enough. This is a video comment we got from someone who's campaigning because she says she wants more. This is Shaista. Have a listen to what she told us.
3 तलाक को बैन किया जाए क्योंकि ये बहुत ही नुकसान होता है इससे एसएमएस इंटरनेट बाय पोस्ट नशा इन सब में कोई भी सोच समझ के नहीं बोलते और बाद में पछताना पड़ता है हम भारत के संविधान में मुस्लिम लॉ एक्ट की तरह से लाना चाहते हैं जैसे भारत के संविधान में हिंदू मैरिज एक्ट है इसी तरह से मुस्लिम मैरिज एक्ट मुस्लिम लॉ लाइट ऑफ कुरान हो करके तब मुस्लिम मैरिज एक्ट हो इससे सिक्योर रहेंगे बच्चे भी रहेंगे और हस्बैंड वाइफ भी सिक्योर रहेंगे और एक दूसरे को ड्यूटी और राइट का उनको पता रहेगा
So, Flavia, I want to go to you with that comment because you hear there she's saying there needs to be a Muslim law that addresses this in the same way that Hindus have a law that addresses marriage. What do you think?
Actually, having a law does not necessarily mean that rights are enforced. For instance, we have a law which says that domestic violence has to be prevented or women have to be protected from domestic violence. This law came in 2005. But if you see the number of women who are facing domestic violence and are victims of acute domestic violence, whether they are Muslim or they are Hindu, it is the same situation. For instance, Hindu law has banned polygamy. But if you see the number of Muslims, Hindus, who are in polygamous relationship, the numbers are far higher than the Muslim marriages. Now, these are the situations on the ground level. Now, what is happening here? If Supreme Court invalidated triple talaq in 2002, and when women get such triple talaq, what our organization does is take the women to court and see that they are protected, their rights are protected, as though they are married. They get a right of maintenance, they get a right of residence, whatever they want, we can protect them. The issue is a large number of Muslim women are illiterate, they are poverty-stricken, they do not have access to courts. So, just now Madam said, the woman did not have the resources. Now, if the woman does not have the resources, having a new law will not help her because the law can still be violated. When the law is violated, you need to go to court. You need to access the courts for your rights.
Well,
and only then the rights will be
Can I
implemented.
just come in here if you
Go
don't
ahead.
mind?
What our government has
sorry,
failed.
Flavia,
Go ahead,
finish
Lalitha.
and I'll say- No, let her finish. It's okay. There's no problem.
Why don't you finish up your sentence, Flavia, and then we'll go to Lalitha. Go ahead.
What our government has failed to do is provide adequate legal advocacy and legal means for women to approach the courts. So the number of women who can approach the courts is very minimal. The legal aid in a country is not effective. And a lot of women are illiterate. They are not aware of their rights. There is very little legal literacy in the country. Now, in such a situation...
Okay, so you made that point, and I hear you. I want to bring
with
Lalitha
rights,
in because I know
but
she
that
had
does
something
not
she
mean
wanted to
women
say.
will get the
Lalitha,
right.
go
May I
ahead.
come in, please?
Yeah, look, with all due respect to Flavia and several other people like her who do a human job and try to help as many women as they can, the fact is that personal laws throughout the world, regardless of what religion we come from, what country we come from, are extremely patriarchal in nature. Now, the reason why we supported the request for the ban of the triple talaq is because Muslim personal law, like many other personal laws, I'm not saying it's special to one religion or not there in the other. The fact is that the law itself is unequal in its approach to men and women. The Muslim personal law, where you're talking about triple talaq, it's not just triple talaq, it's unilateral triple talaq. The women do not have the right to ask for talaq. It's only the men who can demand it. And while originally, and this is how it was explained to me even by Zakia and her
and you're
colleagues,
saying,
there is
I want to pause you there
period
because people are watching and they're learning. I just want to pause you there, Lalitha. So you're saying, as of right now, women don't have the right to ask for divorce under what law and under what system?
Under Sharia law, under the Muslim
And it is
personal law
not-
today that
it is
is
not
supposed
just-
to be working in this country.
It is not
Now,
just
I don't
about
think
women
it
having
happens
no
in all
right
cases.
to ask for divorce.
No.
It is the
They can ask-
unfettered and arbitrary right given to the man to just pronounce the three words, to just pronounce them in her absence, to just write them on a piece of paper and send it across, and he is free. Whereas the women,
Or
it's
if by
up to the
Skype,
woman after that to go
SMS,
to court and seek
Zakia, I hear you. Zakia, you're, it's really helpful to hear you kind of explain particularly exactly what that means, that they could just write it down 3 times. Is that something that happened to you personally? Because there seems to be a lot of confusion about what kind of rights women have as compared to men, let alone Muslim women compared to Hindu women.
It is a...
Before Zakia replies, so just say this is not about Hindu versus Muslim women.
Sorry,
It's
one at a
about all
time.
women.
One at a time. Let's just hear from Zakia. Go ahead, Zakia.
Yeah.
Triple talaq is like a sword which is forever hanging on the head of the married woman. The husband is angry for whatever reason, the flimsiest of reasons, and he threatens that I will give you triple talaq. The meal that she has cooked is not tasty enough, and he will just say talaq. There are cases where a girl has gone to sleep at night, and when she woke up in the morning, she was informed by the family members that while you were asleep, your husband uttered talaq, the word talaq, and now you are divorced, and now this is not your home.
Okay.
There are instances where the man is drunk or he is not fully conscious of what he is doing, and yet he has uttered triple talaq.
Yeah.
And that talaq has been taken for as a valid talaq by the qazis and by the clerics. And
Lalitha, if I may just, Lalitha, I have a question for you actually, because it's, again, we're talking around various issues, but Fatma Ansari has been bringing up kind of the difference between women who are Hindu and whether this really is something that, is religiously based, saying Hindu women are part of India's majority Hindu population. Bringing up their rights will be a direct challenge to their ideology. She goes on to say, in that sense, the triple talaq case seems like an opportunist act to keep an upper hand on the Muslim minority. I mean, is that...
I really can't understand what she's saying, because I am not saying that there are no problems that Hindu women face in their marriages, but that's a totally separate issue. The only thing I'm saying is that under the Constitution of India, every person has a right to life. That means that is interpreted as a right to live with dignity. Now, what dignity can a poor Muslim, by poor I'm not talking about economics, I'm talking about a woman who more often than not, as Zakia has stated, has this Damocles sword that is hanging over their heads, where they're afraid that at any moment they may be divorced for any small thing.
So Lalitha, I hear you there, but Yusuf was asking you a question. He said, why is this a separate issue? I want to share a tweet with you from someone who might agree with you. I want to share this tweet. This is Samir. I want to get our community in here. Yeah, Samir says, the government is clearly anti-Muslim. I'm against triple talaq, but I'm highly suspicious of a right-wing government agenda pitting Hindus versus Muslims. Yusuf, do you want to weigh in here?
I was coming here.
I just want to hear from Yusuf at this time, and then we will go to someone else after. Let's hear from Yusuf first. We haven't heard his voice in a bit. Go ahead, Yusuf.
Clarity is required in this discussion. Please understand one thing, that when a Shamim Ara case says that any divorce which is, whether it is a triple divorce or even a single pronouncement of divorce, is not valid unless and until it is preceded by the process of reconciliation and settlement. And after failing that, the person may pronounce a talaq. So it makes no difference whether it is a 1 talaq or 3 talaq, and that is the law of the land. Why is the chairman of the Women's Commission
the law of the land is not being followed?
No, just listen to me first. Allow me to complete, madam. That therefore, that when such a thing happens, then there is also the rights given to the woman. She still remains married, and she can also seek her remedies under the existing law. under the personal law and all the laws which are available to her. Secondly, if a woman is divorced and her divorce is not declared illegal or it is considered void, then she is in a position of a deserted wife. And how is the position, socio-economic position of a woman who is deserted or a wife who is deserted different from the wife who is illegally or arbitrarily divorced? And in Punjab, there are hundreds of thousands of cases where the Hindu girls, my all sympathies to them, were deserted by the NRIs who had married them on the promise of taking them out.
There.
And
But
therefore,
two wrongs cannot
then what
make
you
a
have?
right.
You have the rights.
No.
Okay, so
Nobody is saying
the
that
question
laws
that this is
that-
raising for me, guess, the
fair.
question that this
Why-
is raising for me is one
Why-
that actually our community
May I
is
say
also
something,
asking.
please?
Just one second. This is the question Safia says is bringing up. She says
Hello?
one thing triple talaq brings up is the lack of resources women have, especially financial. So we started this show with Zakia and Flavia both saying that a lot of women don't know their rights. Flavia, you see this tweet from Safia. She's saying that women have a lack of resources. If there's someone who's listening to this show right now and it has been the subject of being divorced 3 times in one go via SMS or WhatsApp, what would you tell her her rights are? What should she do?
Yeah. What I was trying to say, there may be such cases among the Hindus as well as Muslims where women are extremely discriminated against. Madam Lalita said that all religious laws are patriarchal. And this I want to
Yes,
endorse
they are.
and say it's not only Muslim law that is patriarchal, but Hindu law is also extremely patriarchal. For instance, at the time of marriage, the girl is given away as a gift to the husband. There is dowry and dowry-related violence, and women are killed for dowry. They're murdered in their homes.
And
Yeah,
actually,
of course,
I'm glad you
a
brought
large
it up,
number of
Flavia,
women are
because
deserted.
the
Can
dowry
I just
issue
come
is a
in
show that the
here?
stream has covered
Can I
before.
just
But
come
my
in here?
question today was if
Can I
someone
just
is
come in here?
watching
I
this
just want to
television
make
show,
one thing
right, I'm
clear.
going to ask our control
Can I
room to
just
lower
come
the mics all at once, just because I think this is an important issue. And if someone is watching this television show and their husband has WhatsApped them or text them, I divorce you, I divorce you, I divorce you, what are their rights? Who wants to answer that question? Lalita?
Can I say this
I'll
answer?
just make one point absolutely
I can
clear.
also answer that.
The struggle here is not, or the what we are trying to do here is not compare one law with another, nor are we
We
trying
have to
say
compare one law with
that
the other.
Hindu girls. No, we
But-
don't need to at all. That's not what this is about.
But
Nobody is saying any law is perfect, neither Hindu nor a Muslim. But in this case, we are talking about an extremely pernicious custom that is ruining the lives of many Muslim women. We have to take into account that, yes, I agree when Flavia says that legal awareness in this country is extremely poor. We also need to take into account the fact that most women in this country, regardless of their religion, including Muslim women, have extremely poor access to resources.
Okay, so then this is where I want to leave this, because under Islam, the woman does have permission to ask for a divorce. It's called khula. And this is also her rights under Indian law. The Special Marriage Act 1954, subject to the provisions of this act and to the rules made thereunder, a petition for divorce may be presented to the district court either by the husband or the wife. There are more grounds where that came from. This conversation will continue online. That's all the time we have today. I want to thank our guests, Zakia Suman, Yusuf Machala, Lalita Kumaran Angalam, and Flavia Agnes for joining us today. See you online.